Hello. Okay, so let me check on Facebook. Good evening, everybody. How are we doing? Yes, it's the last. It's the last Sunday, the month of April, and I am so excited, so excited. Okay, let's do this. That so this is YouTube, this is Facebook. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so that when I'm looking at this, just know that I'm looking at two different sessions. Okay, hello. How are we doing? Who is excited to be here? Good evening, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, of course, depending on when you're catching these, or of course, if you play. Okay, how are you? How have you been feeling? Yes, the other day is over. Why some parents are very happy, like happy that school is resuming, like, hey, teachers come and take over. Some other parents are like, oh, the holiday was so short, like so short. So which of them are you? So are you part of the parents saying your day is so short, or you're part of parents that saying, hi, thank God, school has finally resumed. But hey, hello. So any of them? Okay, so for me, I think the holiday was pretty short. 2 weeks. Nah. So it's just 2 weeks. So just 2 weeks. And okay, so let's write. Hello, please here. Okay, thank you for joining. Yes, the holiday is over. Children will be starting school tomorrow. But I know some children will resume on Tuesday, right? While others will resume next week. Do you have anybody resuming? Okay. But hey, whichever, right? Tomorrow, Tuesday, and next week. But hey, the third term, the new term, right? And then let's go. And then, of course, we have in this class. So just want to remind ourselves as parents of what we expected to do. And then, of course, let's learn together. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Now we're looking at back to school masterclass. And this session has been termed Reset, Refocus, and Relaunch, right? Who is ready to reset? Who is ready to refocus? And then, of course, to relaunch for the new term. Old term is gone, and trust me, second term is gone. And we may not, of course, you're not going to see that again. There's no need crying over spilled milk, right? Whatever has happened in the second term, this is a new third term, and then of course we have a new slate set before us as parents. A new book has been opened for our children. Yes, that they didn't really do so well last time does not mean that that's how this thing is going to look like. Again, we're going to look at how we can reset, refocus, and relaunch. Okay, now of course, by now you should have seen your children's results. And most times, now it's like good to see you, right? Most times when we see our children's results, most parents, we are only concentrating on the cognitive scores of the results. So you're going to be looking at, my child got 80 in maths, 60 in English, 97 in science. And then we're like, ooh, that's good. For those of us who our children did not do so well, in the cognitive aspect, cognitive assessment, we are saying, this child is not doing so well. But hey, when you check your results, check your child's results, there are 3 aspects of that result. There are 3. And there's this cognitive part of the result. Of course, this measures the thinking and knowledge part of your child. And trust me, for me personally, and of course as a guidance counselor, right, that's 40% or even 30% of your child's score, because the other 2 aspects, which is the affective, look at your child's feelings, attitude, and relationship with others. For me, that is even key. Like I look at it, like I shine my eyes the same way I'll shine my eyes for their maths and English course. Hello, Grace. Good to see you. Welcome. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Right. So, and then of course we have the psychomotor aspect assessment, right? And of course you see that. Of course, this measure their skills. You see handwriting. You look at coordination, and so for me, and that's what I want to remind every parent. Hello, Ellen. It's good that you're here. Once we are checking the result of our children, please do not concentrate only on the scores, marks. It's good, it's part of it. Don't forget that to raise an wholesome child, you have to look at these three aspects: the cognitive aspect, the affective aspect, and then of course the psychomotor. I look at it and then of course sometimes you just see, okay, handwriting. And I'm looking at it, relationship with friends. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at neatness. I'm looking at attendance to school. I'm looking at how early the child came to school. All of these would help. Like if we only check the grades, and I'm looking again, right, of our children, of course, we are missing at least 60% of fast child's true growth. So do you want to check their results in these three places? Now that you've seen the results, so let's go back to cognitive, right? Now that you've seen the result, what can you do with it? Hey, it's not enough to say, your child got 80%, your child got 70% in that subject, in a particular subject. You're asking yourself, how strong is this my child's critical thinking? Even though you're seeing the result. There's some result I see and I'm like, And then I just close my eyes and like, okay. I try to weigh my child's ability with it. Okay, so you're looking at, okay, so in this last term, second term is over, right? What is the problem solving skill my child has gained? How critical thinking is this child now? Right? It's the end of the term. So how strong is their comprehension? You're seeing your child is having 90 in English, 80 in English, and then you should ask, so how strong is my child in comprehension? So it's not just to look at it and then you are shouting and then you are happy. Yes, it's fine. And of course, you want to compare results. One thing I also do is to compare the child's result one to another. So for instance, you're getting 90 in maths, it's a good thing. So but why are you getting 50 in CCA? Why are you getting 60 in music? Right? So it's not enough to look at the average. Of course, the average is fine. The average tells you 80%, but there are some subjects that your child is strong in. So you're looking at, okay, so my child had 90 in maths. She got 90 in CRF, but then of course she's getting 60 in music, in French. Of course, these are areas you want to now check. Right? So it's not enough to say, my child got an average of 85%. So what is your child individual strength when it comes to the subjects one by one? So you're comparing subject against subject. That way, you know your child's strength, right? You know your child's weakness, and then, of course, area of improvement. That's what we call it, right? And then you can help the child better this time. You're looking at resetting, right? Yes, and then, of course, we are going to also be looking at the average. At times, your child is getting an 88%, and then you are happy. Check the class average. The class average is 86%, or the class average is 88%. So even though the score is high, but then you're looking at, so if my child has an 88%, hey, that's the average of the class. So it means that in that class, you're having children who are scoring and tearing 100 on a normal. Right? So you look at the class average, so you know where your child stands, and then you're comparing subject by subject. That way, you know their strength. You know how to help them. So it's a new term. You want to reset, right, for this term. And then you're looking at your child's result for last term. And then, of course, we have the first term to compare with. Someone like me, while I was analyzing their result with them 2 weeks ago, because that's another thing. Some children come to school and they don't know their results. I'm asking children, okay, so what was your score? What was your grade? And like, they don't know. My dad is not showing. Mom, I don't know how we do that. So how do you want the child to improve when the children don't know their results? That's another thing I think I want to emphasize in this class. When your children's results are out, please let's discuss with them. It makes them more informed. School results, I'm asking children, they're like, oh, I don't know my result. I'm like, you don't know your result. As a guidance counselor in schools, I have had to call children to my office to show them their result that, see, this is maths. The result was not so strong yet, but see English. And so in my head, so why did your mom not show you? Why did your dad not show you? So how do you want a child to improve in a result when she does not even know if she's passing or not, or her score? Right? So I talked about average class, and then of course you're comparing their results one to another. Right. Then of course this will help you establish pattern. Like I told us here, this is third term. The first term result of my children, the percentage I can tell you off my head, of course, I'm good with numbers. The second time I can show you. And then I'm telling them, okay, so this is, of course, I have two systems, right? So I put in one here. This is first term, this is second term. And then we begin to look. So in maths, you got 88%. Now you're getting 85. What happened? 3%, but you came down. In English, okay, you increased. So we also compare term by term. That way, you know if something has gone wrong somewhere, right? So it's not enough to say, you dropped in maths or you dropped in English. So you want to ask, okay, what happened? Is it that you didn't understand the teaching style? Is it that the subject was hard? You're able to help them because you have an informed information. You have an information that you can see, right? So I compare term by term so that you can know their areas of strength, identifying patterns. Okay, so maths, okay, one mark here, 2 marks. This one you got 50. Here you're getting 80. Hey, here you got 80. And you're getting 60. What has happened? Because you're comparing 10 by 10, right? Again, if your child is now strong in a subject, you know that this child is strong in this subject. If your child, of course, you really do well in 2 terms in a particular subject, then of course you know that is where that child needs assistance. Thank you, Coach Joy. I see you. Thank you for joining. Okay, and then of course you want to now focus on progress, not just the position. So the new thing, so that you got 90% this time, you are getting 90% this time, you're getting 90. It's a good thing. But hey, move. What happened? What happened to 91? What happened to 92? What happened to, right? So you should look at progress, not even the position. Your child can come first if you're in a school where you have positions. Your child can come first second, third term. But in first term, he got 90%. In second term, he got 86. In third term, she got 83, and she's still first. So what has happened? So again, you want to look at progress and not just the position. And that's one thing that parents should also look out for. Don't just be happy that okay, she came first, came first. What was the score? Is she making progress? Is she even going backward, or she's stagnant, or he's stagnant, right? So you want to check that. Now for reflection tonight, I want to ask you, dear parents. So what skill do you think, looking at your children's results? Don't forget I looked at the affective, and we also looked at the psychomotor. But some of us could just be handwriting. I was supervising master students last month, University of Lagos, right? And I was just supervising exams. Trust me, I stopped at one student's table, and I actually stopped and I was looking at his handwriting. And I told him, if I am a lecturer to mark all of these scores, I'm not sure I would want to strain my eyes to read what you're writing, because I couldn't see what the man was writing. And of course, this just drew my mind back to when we see children in school. This child knows something. The child is so brilliant, but the handwriting, hey God, you can't read it. And so don't even, of course, that's an area you want to look at as a parent. Your children's handwriting, are they legible? Can you read it? Some of them very tiny. Some of them it's big. Some, of course, we know their learning challenges, right? But if your child doesn't have a learning challenge, doesn't have challenge with learning, then of course you want to pay attention to the handwriting. At times, some of us, even as parents, we can't write straight lines. You start here and then the handwriting is going to whatever. Okay, but of course, you get the trick, right? So let's work on our children's handwriting. It could be that skill that you want to develop, right? So it's a new term. What is that one skill you want to help your child develop with? Okay, so it's a new term. So looking at affective motor, I was talking about it too, right? That our children's interaction with their friends, teamwork. How is your child bonding with other children in their class? Is your child just a loner? Is your child respectful? Is your child resourceful? Again, during the teacher's comment or head teacher's comment, you would see, okay, so this person is very intelligent and I'm helpful in class. So again, I pay attention to what the head teacher, what the class teacher has to write. So you're looking at the child's efforts. There are some children who are eager to learn. So check it. It will be written in an affective mode too, because again, how eager is this child to learn? Some people, when it's time to learn, they start making noise. They are distracting people, right? Yes. So you're looking at how eager are they to learn. Are they people who love to collaborate with others, especially when they give them projects, right? Are they respectful to others? How do they relate to their teachers and friends? So check, go back again, check your child's results. You will see it. At times, some school will use A, B, C, D, E, and then they'll tell you the meaning. So you should check that. See the way you're happy when your child has a very good grade in maths or science. That's how you should be happy when they have an A in that affective column too, right? Affective domain. I mean, and then of course, you want to ask yourself, what positive habits do you want your child to inculcate this term? For me, I'm always happy to hear that my daughter helps with arranging the table when she gets to school. She's helping the teacher with that table. At times I come to pick them in school. I'm like, hey, you have her? And she's like, I was helping my teacher do this. I'm like, oh, amazing. Of course, that's leadership skills you're building. As strong as they are, right, you're helping them, to inculcate other things, not just academics, right? Yeah, so how resourceful is your child? So in the affective domain, you want to ask yourself, what positive habits will I intentionally help my child grow this new form? Okay, and then of course we move to the last domain, which is the psychomotor domain, right? Of course, this has to do with practical skills, it has to do with their handwriting, it has to do with sports. So in school, of course, I don't have strength to run or do anything in sports. Even during the house, but the only thing I do is match. Yes, so you can see that my scores in math, English, and all of those things are very high. For sports, you will not find me there. You will not find me there. So again, your child might not be having A in math, English, science, but hey, that child is the class captain, the house captain. He's always sportsy, engaged in sports, goes for the inter-house sport, he's winning gold, and all of this. It's something to celebrate too. Because again, at the end of the thing, especially in my child's school, my children's school, they write it. This person loves sports. And I'm like, okay. Then you're thinking, how can I build this skill, this thing? It's a new thing. Right? How can I build this skill? Of course, we talk about motor skills, we talk about fine motor skills, handwriting. It could be that thing, right? But hey, please let's be more intentional on this new thing so that in these three areas, cognitive, affective, and then of course the psychomotor domain of our children, capitalizing on. Okay, amazing. Okay, so it's a new thing. School is starting. If you want to, sit with your child and ask them this new thing, I want us to set goals. Us, let's not set goals for our children. Let them even set their goals and then you refine it. So in your cognitive, so you're looking at math, English, your science subjects and all of that. You're asking them, okay, so based on the analysis you've done, do we need to increase? Yeah, so write your goal for the term. I want to have 80% in maths. Of course, a child who had gotten 70 before and is writing 80, that's an improvement. Right? So let them set goals for their cognitive aspect and then set goals for affective. So a child who keeps to herself, does not like to mingle with, classmates, you want to help her set goals in that direction. And of course, psychomotor is in sports, is it writing, is it more coordination? Again, help them set goals. Of course, if you do not set a goal, then of course they might just be eating anywhere. Okay, those give us direction, right? Those help us to know what we are pursuing part time. So it's a good time, it's a good time and place to set goals for the term. Okay, so more than just the grades of your children, please let's celebrate the entirety of their results. Okay, now if you're just joining, welcome. It's good to see us here. It's good to see us here. Now that is reset. So it's a new term, a new page has been opened for us. Now let's refocus. So what are we going to be doing this time? Let's refocus. Now, part of what I want us to discuss with our children this new term, just like we've been doing before now, right, is to help them with their mindset and values again. It's a good time to remind them of the values that you hold there in the house. Of course, you might not be able to really control what happens in school, right? But you can control what happens in our home. And once their foundation is built and is strong, they are able to withstand in any place they find themselves. So the mindset, very important. So, mindset. Our children should be encouraged to have growth mindset. And I am the best doesn't mean I've seen children who like see this attitude. They give attitude like I read, I don't read that. I'll pass, like I'll pass. I'll pass like it's not a thing of pride. Like I'll pass. I'll pass like is it not so but hey let them know that it's more than just passing. You should have good grades, you could have better character. It's mindset. Let's work on their mindset this time so that they are becoming better. Most things, most schools they tell you not just education, it's not character. So let's work on their mindset, let's work on their values. So values like respect, integrity, honesty, boundaries. So want to, again, it's a good time to sit down with your children and then about talk about it. Okay. Now it's a new day tomorrow, right? You go to school. For instance, respect, you see your teachers and you greet them. You will greet them, you show respect even to your classmates. To yourself, you show respect. Your books, your bag, your uniforms. Yes, I think that's what I said. Yeah. So if I see your school uniform, I see your bag and your books, I know if you have respect for yourself. Yes. Right. So you want to teach them respect, and all of those things. I think in my book, I know my manners, I have so many things that children can learn there. Wait your turn, don't interrupt teachers when you're talking, don't, just remind them of some of these basic manners that they need to know, right? And of course, it's time again to resync responsibility into their head. So this evening, like pack your clothes, pack your uniforms, let it be arranged, right? Your bags, and then sit down. You should be responsible for themselves, especially when you have children who are not babies, right? Okay, so go and bring out your shoes, go and bring out your socks. Little responsibility will help, make you more relaxed this new time. Let them pack their own bag. At least a night before. That way, in the morning, there is no kitty kata kata kata. Nobody's looking for shoe. Nobody's looking for socks. Nobody's looking for. Let them pack their things this night, for instance, if they are resuming school tomorrow. Let's teach them responsibility. One other thing, of course, amongst others, I cannot, mention all the values, but hey, kindness. We all can be kind to one another. Trust me, this nation will be better, right? Yeah, so let's teach them small act of kindness to their classmates, to their teachers, everywhere they go, right? Yes. Okay, so let's move. So the first is mindset and values. The second will be routine reset. For some of us, we had 2 weeks holiday. For some of us, it was 3 weeks holiday, right? And for some of our children, for some of us as parents, we're able to maintain our sleep routines, right? 8:30, 8 o'clock, the children are on bed, right? It's time, light out, and all of that. But for some of us, of course, it's holiday time. We are tired, go and sleep. Okay, so it's a good time to now begin to reset the routines. But the best would have been that you continue, right? As much as you can, just continue their routine. That they know during holiday or not, we go to bed at 8:30 or 8 o'clock, we wake up at that way. There's no There's not going to be cry tomorrow. But a child who has been sleeping 11, 12, 1, and then tomorrow because it's school, you're telling the child to wake up at 6, and there'll be premium tears, right? But hey, again, if that's how you've been doing, it's a good time to now reprogram them, to reset them. Okay, that hey, we go to bed this time, we wake up this time, early to bed, early to rise. That way, because you see children very like the word clumsy in school. The child that is not well rested, trust me, no matter what you do, they will not be as attentive as they would in school. As an adult, let's check it. You want to sleep, you're tired, you're not well rested because maybe during the night you're playing game. I know teenagers are playing game till 2 o'clock. So they play till 2 o'clock and then they sleep till 6. Trust me, they are seeing you, but they're not seeing you. They are hearing what you're saying, but they cannot retain. So we want your child to catch enough sleep, right? Um, Research has it that children should sleep at least 8 to 9 hours, right? Let them sleep well so that they can wake up stronger, their bodies well coordinated, their minds is in sync with all that is going to be taught in school. Okay, so that's for sleep routine. Then another routine we need to work on the tech. For some of us parents, we don't even have we don't give the children tablets, phones, or screen time. We don't, have it. You watch until you're tired. Some of us will regulate it. For some of people, they don't even watch. Now, whatever category you find yourself, it's a good time to reset their tech language, their tech lifestyle, right? Um, Phones, tablets, television. It's time for everything, right? Yes, it's time for everything. So the holiday is time to play. Nice time for school. Again, if you can maintain um, the same timing during school hours, for instance, Monday to Friday, no television, or if there's television in 30 minutes, if you can also maintain that during holidays, or just a little bit, then of course it will not be difficult for them to just come back to school. But imagine a child who, as I yesterday, still spent 6 hours watching television, playing game, and then you're saying school is starting tomorrow, and we don't watch television again, and that tablet go and drop it. It's going to be more. I don't want to use the word war, more more purpose, to involve more purpose to regulate that child and the child who, whether it's holiday or not, they have limited time to screen, we do not even have a tablet, and all of that. So, but hey, take time should be reduced so that they can now pay attention. Don't forget that the cartoons they watch, the television screen they see, is very bright, very attractive, and cannot be compared to when a teacher is talking. And that's why children are finding it more difficult these days to sit down for a long while. Their attention span is so reduced, right? It's not the same thing. Cartoon, there's song, there's dance, there's music, and all of that. Teacher will just stand there and be doing one thing, and they'll just be like, they just don't know, right? So that's why we need to reduce the time they spend on this tech, on screens, okay? And of course, we want to bring back proper structure to school time. It's homework time. Yes, homework started again from tomorrow. For some schools, for the first one, we don't even give assignments, right? But hey, you want to bring back reading time, it's homework time, it's time to read, it's this quiet time, like a let's bedtime stories and all of that. So you want to bring back the routines that will help them, especially when it comes to their homework and just so that they're not distracted. There's time for gist, there's time for play, there's time for house chores. But hey, they should give in good amount of time towards their homework and then reading. Okay, and then of course the third thing to refocus on will be goals. I talked about it slightly in the first part. And this is the time where you want to set their goals. So sit down and ask, okay, so looking at your results, looking at what you did first time, second time, how do you think this second can be better? Discussion, right? You're not bossing it over them, you're not saying this must be hello, okay. Said you're the one that wants to read it for them. But hey, you can do it in a friendly way, make them see the need for it. And that's one thing. So once one subject you want to better at this time, what's one character, what's one habit you think, go settings, right? Sit down with your children and then of course set the goals. Again, in the three, I know I'm stressing this three part, not just cognitive, that's not just subject based, you're looking at affective, you're looking at psychomotor. wholesome child. Okay, and then of course this thing, I think this one will be to you, dear parents. You know how we go for open day, and the parents spending 30 minutes, 1 hour with the teacher. For me, I'm like, okay, so do you wait for 5 weeks, 6 weeks before you want to find out what's happening in your child's life? Sincerely, it really baffles me. I go to school for open day, right? Because it's mandatory to go to for open day and then you sign. But it's not in open day that I'll not be doing that. Oh, my child has not done assignment, or hey, my child is struggling with this. Sincerely, it's a challenge. When anytime I see parents come to school and they are sitting down with a teacher, the class has like 10, right? 10 pupils, some schools 15. And just one parent is taking 30 minutes, 45 minutes. So what happens to the remaining parents? I really find it not so funny. So you want to make it an habit. For instance, someone like me, if you check every Friday 8 p.m., you will see call the teachers. My children know, call the teachers. So I call the teachers, I asked her how did the week go? There's something I can help you with. It's collaborating, it's partnership, right? You're partnering with the school, you're partnering with the teacher. So I need us to be more involved in our children's life. That way we can, help them easily. So you don't wait for the open jolly before the meeting, right? So for 6 weeks, you didn't call you didn't call your students, your teachers, nothing about them, and then it's just a day you show up and you want to speak there. Okay. So, and then of course, we want to help our children become better. Okay. You will not be talking, you will not be shouting at them, you will not be talking at them. So this is for us again, parents. I think we should learn how to start conversations. You're going to school to drop them, you're singing songs, you're telling stories. Hey, and then of course you're just setting them up for a bright day. If you want your child to do well this thing, see those habit of dress. Now this is not for the child, for you, their parents. Shouting at the child in the morning, beating the child, making the child cry in the morning just before he goes into class or into school. And then you want one magic to happen. Nah, it doesn't happen like that. Because for the first 20, 30 minutes, the child is still thinking, he's still crying, he's in. So we would learn to make our morning times tension free, yelling free, right? So that you can set the child up for a good day to learn. Okay, so it's a good place to also say that you want to make it a routine every day, every day. A child come back from school, you want to ask how was school today. I asked some very funny questions. I actually went that job. Did you go for timeout? You never hear it. No, I did not. But this person did. Right, just to connect with them. Again, if you can connect with them when they are much younger, when they are teenagers, you have just little or nothing to worry about because hey, you build connection, right? But I want you to, as their parents, this thing be more intentional when it comes to your conversation with your children. Don't make it a weekly, once in a while thing or a monthly thing. Every day, during bedtime stories, during maybe after dinner while you're preparing um, lunch or dinner while we're talking. Just there are little talks you could have, intimate talks, just here and there, and that would help us. Now, to relaunch, which is the last aspect of our talk today, we looked at reset, we looked at refocus. So let's relaunch our children to greater heights this time. What are we going to do? Again, you want to prep with your children a night before. So today is Sunday. What are they going to school and all of that? Everything. Let them arrange it. Tomorrow evening, what they need for school on Tuesday morning. Let them arrange it. We relaunch it, right? Affirmations is something I've come to love, and hold so dearly. Affirmations. There's some beautiful affirmations you want to teach your children, you want to say to them that will help them. For instance, I am smart, I'm strong, and I'm ready to learn today. Imagine your child saying that, like, you're the donkey. I am smart, I am strong, I'm ready to learn today, right? So things that would help them. It is a fresh start. I can make it a great day. A fresh start, a new slate every day, right? So no matter what has happened yesterday, it's a new start today. And of course, I'm going to make it a great day. I'm kind to myself, I'm kind to others. Affirmations, you might want to print them out, you want to write them out, but let them just say it and then they're smiling. Hey, it's a new day. I'm kind to myself, I'm kind to others. I will try my best, you know, even if things feel hard. That's a good mindset. Mm. I will try my best. So today your child is saying I'll try my best today, even if it's hard. See that math, it's hard, but I'll try. I'll try my best, right? And then of course, mistakes help me grow. I'm not afraid to try. It's one thing that every child should know that mistakes are part of life. It's part of that. I make mistakes that I have learned one way not to do something again, right? So mistakes are part of life. That's not even portray that we don't make mistakes as parents and we are in for it. That's another thing that we shouldn't do to our children, right? So let's show them that mistakes are part of life. When you make a mistake, you pick up yourself, you learn your lesson, and you move, right? Yes, mistakes help me grow and not afraid to try. I am proud of who I am and who I am becoming. That's an affirmation you want to help your child with too. I am proud of who I am and who I'm becoming. I am loved, I am safe, and I'm happy. I think this of my last time there. Yes, I am loved, I am safe, and I am happy. So these are seven, I just put seven. So you might want to catch a replay, write them down, give it to your children, right? Yes, thank you, Coach Grace. See you. Now you want to say this loud to yourself. Say it in the car when you are going home, going to school, while you're dressing. You can just come pop to them. Hey, it's a great day. It's a great day, and all of that. So with this, I think if we can help our children to sit down, to research, we help them to refocus, and then of course we are relaunching with them, distort them. I am sure our results will be better. You don't need to do all of these that I've said in one sit. Consistency is the game. Little today, small thing tomorrow. Just little drops of ocean, right? Yes, and then of course, be an involved parent. Be an involved parent. Okay, I said something that anybody that gets to this part of the video, I have a checklist I have made, and I will give it to you tomorrow. But anybody that reaches out this night, this night or tomorrow, let me explain it. So if I've got to this part of the video, you say it since, and just a checklist, of what I say, so that you can just, maybe print it out and then you want to use it as a weekly guide. Yeah. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I do not take your time for granted. My name is Ruth and I am your favorite counselor. That's what I like to call myself. I am your favorite counselor. I am the lead counselor of Better Days Counseling Services. I am the lead coach in Better Days Teens Academy. Okay, thank you for having spent so much time with me this night. Right, I do not take it for granted. I hope you found this information very useful. Please like my YouTube channel. Please comment, send to your friends who are watching on Facebook. Please share this video. Okay, let your friends, your family members, let them see it. If you're catching a replay, of course, you can do same. Thank you so much, everyone. Yes, before this week runs out, we're going to be entering a new month. Yay! Okay, until I come your way again next week, Sunday. Keep striving. An amazing new week. Happy resumption. Happy going back to school for the children. And then, of course, together, we can raise awesome children. Have an amazing week. Bye bye.